Hello, it's layperson Lisa with a reflection on the readings for the 18th Sunday in Ordinary Time. So on Monday we had this Piatra class, which is stretching and prayer, and the theme of the class was time. And the prayer that was repeated throughout the class was, "Oh God, help me to redeem the time." And so Tuesday I read the readings, and whoa, there it is in the first reading. Being present. I think so often we are busy that we are just trying to rush through things, and we fail to be present. We are just going through the routine of doing things, and we fail to be present. We are consumed with things that we're worried about, and so we fail to be present. And so redeeming the time, allowing the times when we failed to be present to help us to be reminded to be present, to be intentional in all that we do, whether it, especially in prayer, we always say to be intentional in prayer, but be intentional in everything that we do. Be intentional with the people who God placed in front of you on a particular day. Be intentional in inviting Jesus into the menial tasks of the day so that we can sanctify those tasks. It was interesting because it made me think of reparation. So when redeeming the time, like making reparations for the times then that we weren't present. And I recently had an experience at a car dealer that was terrible. So there was repeated lies, repeated failure to be transparent, and like all we got was like oh well, yeah, I'm sorry, it was a human error, sorry. But like there was no reparation. They failed to try to make what was wrong right. And so like that's the whole thing about our sin, right? Like when we go to confession, and we go and say sorry with a contrite heart to Jesus, and we are forgiven. But we still have to make reparations for what we've done wrong. We have to make those things right. So we can make those things right by doing holy things, by by sacrificing, mortification, by just allowing the things that we did wrong, teach us to grow in virtue, teach us to grow in holiness. And so like these times when we're not present, we can allow them, allow those opportunities to remind us to be present, to sacrifice, like, okay, I could do this really fast, but if I do, then I'm not going to be present to the people around me. And I'm going to sacrifice the speed for intentionality and growing relationship instead of just getting things done, because we can all fall into that. I know when I was working in the pharmacy and it was just so super busy, I was just like trying to get things done, and I often would lose focus on the customers in front of me who maybe wanted to talk a little longer, or because that would slow me up, or just be very simple answers on the telephone so I could hang up and get to the next thing. But God calls us to be intentional with our time. So the gospel today, I think sometimes, okay, so there's this guy who is producing so much in his land, and he just wants to keep it all. So he's going to tear down all the barns and build bigger ones to fill them up with his possessions. And so that was his security. And it made me think of like my own insecurities, like how often we will use things of this world to give us security, but yet that is not what produces security. Jesus is what produces security. And it made me think, like, okay, I intentionally spend time with Jesus each day in prayer. Yet I'm still very insecure about a lot of things, especially because of my wounds. And yes, like the Lord has blessed me with healing, but there's still areas where it is not. And so I'm very insecure in those areas. And it's just a constant reminder to intentionally, when I'm feeling that way, to invite Jesus into those insecurities, into those areas where I feel hurt, or I'm letting my wounds allow me to perceive things that are not the truth. And it's just a constant opportunity to be present to Jesus. Jesus who is our eternal now. Jesus who is, he wants us to be in the present moment. He doesn't want us to worry about the past. He doesn't want us to have anxiety or worry about the future. And yet that's what I'm doing with my insecurities, right? I'm worrying about the future, like, oh, well, what if this happens? And oh, what if this is the way it is? Instead of like, okay, Jesus, like, I am here with you now. I'm enjoying this beautiful day. I'm hearing the birds sing. It's amazing. And thank you for that opportunity. And like, okay, Lord, I'm feeling a little anxious about this, but I know that you are with me, that you will strengthen me, that you will use my weakness to glorify you in some way. And so what areas are you not being present in the moment? What areas are you insecure about that you need to intentionally invite Jesus into?